to the sports FanaTAKE. And we're talking today about the new media versus the old media in sports. Now, to get you up to speed, Draymond Green is a basketball player for the Golden State Warriors who just won their 4th championship in 8 years. He also, like a lot of athletes and entertainers since the pandemic, has a podcast. And he calls himself the new media, and he calls players that are either still playing right now or just recently stopped playing, he's calling them new media because they can break down the game to a simplest form, and they don't have to use hot takes and storylines and sensationalism and things like that, like they feel as though the old media has to use because they never played the game. So in order to get people to watch them and in order to get ratings, they have to sensationalize it and hot takes and storylines, lies, narratives. That's what Draymond considers old media. Now, there's been an ongoing thing with Russell Westbrook from the Los Angeles Lakers and Skip Bayless, who is, to me, by far, the biggest hater. And I don't care. He likes to say he's a truth teller. He's not a truth teller. If anyone that says that watches basketball and says that LeBron James is the 9th best player in NBA history, they're not a truth teller. But I digress. Neither here nor there. This is a guy who's made his whole career off of nitpicking and making things up about LeBron James and criticizing LeBron James down to things as much as his workout and what he's doing on Instagram, to the wine he's drinking, to why he's drinking wine. But he always wants to hide behind, I'm just doing my job. It's your job to criticize LeBron James or where he's at on vacation or what type of wine he's drinking or what type of workout he's doing. That's your job, to criticize LeBron James then when he's not even playing off season? I digress. It's neither here nor there. So during this season, and Skip has always had an issue with Russell Westbrook, because there's a rumor back when Russell Westbrook was playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder and Skip Bayless was covering the Oklahoma City Thunder, there's a rumor that Russell Westbrook made a threat on Skip Bayless. Well, that's the rumor. Allegedly, he threatened Skip Bayless. You're talking way back in 2012, 2013. Now, Skip Bayless is calling Russell Westbrook Russell WestBRICK because of his play. And he's saying he misses so many shots, his name should be Russell WestBRICK. Now, Russell Westbrook let that go for a couple of months, probably. Finally, Russell's wife must have caught wind of it. I don't know whether the kids said someone was making fun of them in school. I'm not really sure. But she tweeted out to Skip Bayless, hey, enough is enough. If you want to criticize my husband's play, that's fine. That's your job. But please, his name is Westbrook. His family name means a lot to him. Please do not refer to him as Russell WestBRICK. Now, she basically told him, I don't care if you're doing your job. That's fine. Do your job. If he is playing bad, by all means, criticize him. But please do not call his last name WestBRICK. we have children that have to go to school and they got to live with that. I saw nothing wrong with what Russell Westbrook's wife did. And to put it into perspective, didn't Skip Bayless's wife recently tell him she wanted to reach out to Charles Barkley and tell him to please stop saying, "You want to kill my husband"? I can't remember the last time. This goes to show that this guy is not just a pain in the neck to LeBron James or to Russell Westbrook or to Draymond Green. This guy is a royal pain in the neck everywhere. I've never heard another person in the same field as someone say, "I want to murder him. If I could murder him, I would." Because nobody would miss him. So Skip said on a podcast he was going to reach out to Charles' employer and say, "Could you please have him stop saying that? It upsets my wife." So why didn't you take that same approach with Russell Westbrook when his wife asked you, "Please don't say that anymore"? And you got all these podcasters, and all of these people online taking up for Skip Bayless. Draymond Green recently just came out and said, "You're saying Russell Westbrook, you have to stand on that. You have to stand on that. You just can't run around and call this man names and insult this man's last name and then don't stand on it. And then because Skip Bayless says, 'I offer you to come on my show,' people say, 'Oh, Skip is standing on it.'" That's not what Draymond Green means. Not quite. When he says the new media, when the old media is talking, if you're going to call me that name, especially after I've asked you not to, standing on it doesn't mean, "Hey, come on the show where I'll be protected by 1,000,000 cameras." Standing on it means if you see me in the supermarket, say, "Hey, Mr. WestBRICK, call me WestBRICK." You see me out in the street, call me WestBRICK. That's standing on it, brother. Catch me out there where there's no cameras. Come to me and say, "I want to call you WestBRICK to your face." He's just doing his job. He is. The other night, Skip Bayless was at home tweeting. He wasn't on the air. Russell Westbrook's season is over. The Lakers' season is over. Russell Westbrook's on vacation. Skip Bayless was tweeting about the draft. He wasn't even on covering the draft. He's tweeting about the draft, and he tweeted about a player, and what he shot from the field and said, he'll fit right in with LeBron and WestBRICK. LeBron meaning LeBron James. Insulting LeBron James off season. This isn't your job. For everyone saying it's his job. That's not his job. That's not his job. He's on Undisputed on Fox. The season's over. And he's on vacation. It's not his job to be tweeting at a man who's not even playing. His season's over. No, what he was doing was trying to taunt that black man. What he was doing was trying to humiliate him and say, "Ha ha, you being called WestBRICK bothers you, and I'm going to keep doing it. And if you come up here, hey, I just got the cameras to protect me anyway, so nothing will ever happen to me. The only person that will look stupid is you." But that's not standing on it. See, that's what Draymond Green is talking about. You're hiding behind the cameras. You're hiding behind the fact that, oh, he's not going to hit me because I'll just sue him. Or I'm 70 years old and I'm only 5'10". He's 6'3", 220 pounds. Or 6'3", 210 pounds, whatever Russell is. It's like Charlemagne. You want to run off at the mouth and then say, why are you coming to me? I'm the radio guy. Well, if you're the radio guy, stop running your trap. If you can't stand on these men, these are men. These are men that have families. If you can't stand on Russell punching you in your mouth, then how about you stop calling him WestBRICK? By request. You can still do your job. You see, what happens if Russell comes out and knocks his teeth out, then, Russell, how could you do that to a 70-year-old man? You can't take someone talk, you can't take criticism. No, brother, I can't take disrespect. There's a difference between criticism and disrespect. Criticism is he had a terrible game. He's having a terrible season. Russell Westbrook really needs to get it together. He's costing his team a playoff spot. Russell Westbrook has been awful this year. That's criticism. Disrespect is Russell WestBRICK. Calling him out his name. Question his manhood. Not saying Skip Bayless did that, but guys on TV questioning what he's wearing and making little subtle remarks like they're questioning his manhood. That's disrespect. That has nothing to do with criticism. So Skip Bayless, you inviting Draymond Green onto your show, that's not standing on it. You know what standing on it is? Meet me at such and such. No cameras. And we'll have a conversation. And I'll tell you to your face, I think you stink or your place stinks. Or I'll tell you to your face that you're WestBRICK. And let's see what happens. That's standing on it. That's what he means by the new media. Because Draymond's going to stand on what he says. If he says something about Charles Barkley, he's going to go up there and speak to Charles Barkley. Or tell Charles Barkley, come speak to him. Anything that you can't say to somebody's face without the protection of cameras, then don't say it. I totally am with Draymond Green. Skip Bayless has been disrespecting black men. That's right, I said it. Disrespecting black men for too long. And he never reached any consequences. You've seen how Kwame Brown making such a big deal about Stephen A. Smith talking about black men. And Gilbert Arenas, you talking about black men. And Stephen A. Smith, you talking about black men. But it's okay for this white man to talk about black men? I haven't seen Kwame Brown say one thing. Because Skip Bayless defended him. You can't sit here and cry for Jalen Rose to apologize calling you Water Pistol Pete. And a cry that, could you please stop saying you want to murder me? It's upsetting my wife, Ernestine. But Russell Westbrook's wife asked you not to call him WestBRICK. And you didn't do it. Stand on it. Say, since you're not going to stop calling me WestBRICK, can I meet you somewhere neutral with no cameras? And you can tell me to my face I'm WestBRICK. I bet he won't. This has been the Sports FanaTAKE. Make sure you join us for our next episode.